I'm lifestyle expert Carly Knobloch, and you're watching Delmarva Life.
She got some really good tips.
She did.
Really does.
I'm not dreading spring cleaning as much.
As much. You know, every year we honor that special woman in our life, and every year we're left wondering, how do we show Mom just how much we care? How do you thank her for picking you up when you fell down? How do you really show your appreciation for being by your side no matter how big the disappointment, or for being your loudest cheerleader through all your successes?
Well, one group here on Delmarva has a special way to honor or remember Mom, while at the same time giving hope to others. Here to tell us how is Erica Joseph, president of the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore. Erica, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, first of all, tell us, what is the Community Foundation?
The Community Foundation was started by the community. We serve Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester County, and we're really the charitable savings account to help people, individuals, businesses, families invest in the things that they care about and to make those gifts last forever.
So there are various organizations that are a part of the Community Foundation?
There are. We have more than 650 different funds that have been started at the foundation, and each one of them does something unique. It might support a specific organization, it might award scholarships, so really whatever the passion of that donor is what we make happen year after year.
And in honor of Mom, you've created a way to empower women of all ages. Tell us about that.
One of the most interesting funds, and relatively new, is the Women's Fund. Now, it was started by a group of women, and so many from across the Lower Shore have gotten involved and become members. And a couple of years ago, they decided that it would be a wonderful way to encourage giving to that fund by having a special Mother's Day campaign each year.
So how does this work?
So it's gifts of any size can come into the Women's Fund. If we receive them by May 1st, since Mother's Day is coming up quickly later in May,
right.
We will send a special Mother's Day card to that honoree. It can also be made in memory of a loved one. And it doesn't have to be your mom, it can be your daughter, it can be your cousin, just anybody who is special and who you want to honor really with a gift that will last forever.
All right, so when are these donations due?
The donations can be made at any time and in any amount to the Women's Fund, and we'll make sure they go to causes that are supporting local women and girls. But if they want to do the special honor for their mother or a special woman in their life, then they need to get those in by May 1st.
So over the last several years, you've really contributed a lot.
More than $80,000 has been distributed right here on the Lower Shore to organizations that empower women and girls. Girl Scouts, Life Crisis Center, Big Brothers Big Sisters, MAC, Diakonia, so many that are helping elevate women from wherever they are in life and helping them be empowered and self-sustaining, and really the wonderful leaders that we know are so important for a strong community.
And you can also help by way of volunteering, is that correct?
You can. The Women's Fund is an all-volunteer organization. Members of the fund help distribute the grants, they help do outreach to new members, so it's really a wonderful way not only to give to things that help support women and girls, but also to get involved in something that is so meaningful and has a direct impact right now.
And for this latest project for Mom actually gets a little something from it.
She does. She'll get that card. I mean, we all have things that we might want each year, but if you really know that there's not anything, you know, a trinket or something tangible, right, this is really a great way, and we'll send that card in time for Mother's Day so that they know that that gift has been made in their honor.
What a wonderful way to honor or remember Mom this Mother's Day.
Erica, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful information there. Great thing.
And if you would like to learn more about the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore or the Women's Fund, go to our website, wboc.com, and click on our picture at the top of the page.
Now, our next story is about a woman who has her mom to thank for so many things, but especially for standing behind her when she decided her career path wasn't going in the right direction.
During her graduation ceremony from Washington College 14 years ago, Stephanie Fowler of Salisbury won one of the most prestigious literary prizes in the country. Now, with this award, there was nothing stopping her from becoming a best-selling author. But as with most great novels, Stephanie's story took a few twists and turns before the happily ever after.
This year's award goes to Stephanie L. Fowler.
It was May of 2001 when Salisbury native and Washington College graduate Stephanie Fowler was honored with the prestigious Sophie Kerr Prize, a literary award worth $62,000. Fowler won for a compilation of short stories about the Eastern Shore called Crossings. With the award, she had big plans.
The Sophie Kerr Award is given in the spirit that whoever wins it will use it for future literary endeavors. And I decided that I was going to do exactly that.
Unfortunately, things didn't exactly go as Fowler expected.
Big publishers, all turned me down. I had a couple literary agents that were tepidly interested. I had one literary agent said, well, if you ever write anything not about the Eastern Shore, give me a call. And I was like, that's kind of a terrible compliment.
So Stephanie went to work for the family business. She even stuck around after the business was sold.
It was spreadsheets and meetings and phone calls and answering a ton of emails and, just yelling at people. There was no real joy to the job for me. I just had no joy. I had no happiness. I wasn't creating anything. There was nothing authentic of me in that job. It was just void of that. It was a job that I had because I had a mortgage and I had electric and I had cable bill and all these sorts of things.
Fowler eventually published Crossings on her own in 2008.
And that was very much a learning experience for me, but I also knew that that was not going to pay the mortgage and the electric and the cable bill. So I knew that I had to continue working 40 hours a week in the real world, and I very much became aware that my first love, my first passion is writing, but it was going to have to be a hobby. It was going to have to be something on the side.
That was until 2012.
There was a critical day. It was 12/12/12. It was December 12th, 2012, and I'm sitting in a Chipotle with my mom, and I'm crying into my burrito bowl, and my mom looked at me and she said, Stephanie, what is it you want to do with your life? And that was the first time I gave voice to what saltwater media is.
Stephanie told her mother of her desire to create a media company to help other authors who are going through the self-publishing process.
And so for the next 4.5, 5 months, I spent building a business plan.
In May of 2013, saltwater media became a reality. Stephanie didn't expect to hit the ground running when she opened the doors to the Berlin office.
The night that we did our what we call our soft opening, was May 10th, 2013, and Charlie Paparella, with Travels with Charlie, he had come and done a piece on us. The robot delivers it to the chute, and you have a book.
You've just witnessed an absolute miracle of technology, a machine that prints an entire book.
We're sitting in here that night with, people coming in and shaking hands and meeting the neighbors and all that, and his piece aired, so we all watched it in here. And as soon as that piece finished airing, within 10 minutes, the phone was ringing. And we were like, what is going on? We didn't quite realize, I honestly thought when I opened the doors, I was gonna have to hit the pavement and try to make people understand what we were doing and explain it and kind of really push it into people's minds. But it turned out people were very receptive.
What really makes saltwater media stand out is this. It's called the espresso book machine. Within minutes, this machine can take a writer's work, print it, and bind the pages into a paperback, complete with a color cover.
Just because you self-publish a novel doesn't mean it has to look like you did it at Kinko's. It can look like a professional product.
Since opening 2 years ago, Stephanie has helped all kinds of authors get their work in print.
From people who have said, I've had this really interesting life, I want to capture my biography. We even did a piece for one gentleman who did a memoir book of his wife who had passed away. So we've done even those types of projects who maybe that person is not quote unquote an author or writer, but they have this one project that's really important to them. All the way to people we've worked with Andrew Heller, who did the Samuel Smythe young adult series. We've done cookbooks, we've done fiction, we've done adult fiction, we've done biographies, nonfiction work. I mean, just all kinds of stuff has come in, and there have been people who've said, I've been sitting on this book for 20 years.
And it doesn't look like there will be any decrease in demand anytime soon. And although things didn't quite turn out the way Stephanie had planned back in 2001, she says she knows everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, sure, every writer wishes Penguin or, some huge company would pick them up and run and, be the next J.K. Rowling or, whatever it is. But I think the way that it happened for me on my personal journey, to hear at 22, to hear no was a very good thing. Stephanie today, 14 years removed from that, can say it. Stephanie of then probably couldn't have said it. But hearing no was very good for me because it kind of checked me back into a reality.
And it's not just saltwater media, there's also saltwater tech. Stephanie's partner is Apple certified and offers tech services for Apple products such as iPhones and Apple computers. And if you would like to learn more about saltwater media, go to our website, WBOC.com, click on our picture at the top of the page.
What a remarkable story.
It is.
Wow. Well, from Stephanie's learning experience to our learning experience, the Delmarva Life Kitchen. Coming up, we're going to find out how to make wild goose cheese steaks. Delmarva Life will be right back.